Good morning, YouTube. I am so damn disgusted. Not at the Black Inventors, though. At myself. You won't believe what the hell I just did. I did a 32-minute video, and I tried to do Google Hangouts, right? So I pulled up another window, right? And as I was talking, I muted the other window, and the video don't have any sound. And it's not my sound equipment. Every other audio device hooked up to the speakers work. Isn't that some BS? Well, I'm going to try to do it like I did in that video. I did put it on private so you guys won't be clicking on it. It got 19 views before I realized there wasn't no mute, no sound, no audio. So hopefully you can hear me here. I don't have my chat pulled up. Good morning. How you doing? I'm just going to read through some more Black inventors. I did a video yesterday, and this is just piggybacking off of that. Basically, many people have read the story about George Washington, how he invented peanuts. We know Sarah Breed Love, aka Madam C.J. Walker. She invented the straightening comb and a lot of products for African women who live in America, right? We're not African American. We're African women who live in America, right? Let's change the narrative. Anyway, and we also know about Katherine Johnson. We know about Dorothy Vaughan and also Mary Jackson. If it wasn't for those three and their contribution to Black history, NASA would not be what it is today. So, did you know that many of the products we use every day are created by Black people? I'm going to go through a list of 14 people here and just make it real brief. Wow, I wish you guys could have heard the teaching in the last video. It was so pure and from the heart. So we're going to start with Dr. Shirley Jackson. From 1946 to present, she's a theoretical physicist. Her major developments is the touch-tone phone, caller ID, fiber optic cable. You understand? This woman invented the telephone that you guys, the touch tone, not the dial rotary, that you call your boo on, or the school call you for your children, or make your doctor's appointments, go online, streaming, whatever it is. Give thanks to Dr. Shirley Jackson. So Dr. Shirley Jackson is an American physicist who received her PhD from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in 1973. Let me just say that the fair use is being used here. I'll put this link down below once it uploads. She was the first African woman in America to earn a doctorate in nuclear physics at MIT. In addition to her lengthy list of academic achievements, she also has an impressive numbers of inventions under her belt. Check out Dr. Shirley. Today, Dr. Shirley Jackson is the 18th president of Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute in Troy, New York. You know what? That's about 15 minutes from where I live. I'm going to call, I don't know when this article was written. I'm going to call over there and see if I can get in touch with Dr. Shirley and see if we can get a live interview with her. Wow. Okay, Lewis Latimer. 1848-1928, he's an inventor and a draftsman. Major development, carbon filament. Now, this filament you will find inside of a light bulb. He's an inventor and engineer. Lewis Latimer was born in Chelsea, Massachusetts on September 4th, 1848. He collaborated with science great Hiram Maxim and Thomas Edison. One of Latimer's greatest inventions was the carbon filament, a vital component of the light bulb. You can go to this link that I will drop down below to read the rest of the story. This genius also designed and improved railroad car bathroom and an early air conditioning unit. So the next time you're escaping a hot day, I don't know if he invented it. I said in my video yesterday about the air conditioner unit. I think there's another dude named Frederick. We'll have to do. Matter of fact. So yeah, Frederick M Jones invented the early air conditioner. Now this guy might have invented one, but I'm going to stick with the facts I have, right? So anyway, let's go on and meet Marie Van Brenton Brown. Now, 1922 through 1999, she's no longer with us, right? But she developed and invented the closed circuit television security, right? Hi to whoever's watching. I'm so disgusted right now. I did this video not like this. I did it off screen, you know, behind the black screen, and I had muted myself out. So I put that video on private, and I'm trying to go back through it now. And I'm on camera, so I'm not uploading the same thing. Good morning, Nettie. How are you? I'm just so disgusted. That video was so on point. So I'm just trying to get through this one right here. And I didn't mean for that to happen. I'm so pissed off, though. I'm like, I muted myself. Dang. But Marie Van Brenton Brown, did you know that the first home security system was invented by a black nurse? Not only is she a black woman, but a nurse as well. And you know, God says we should have multiple resources flowing through our bodies, our bellies, right? It's okay to have a natural job and do other things outside of that. It's okay to want to grow and work for yourself and invent things as well. So it goes on to say, meet Marie Van Brenton Brown. Although she was a full-time nurse, she recognized the security threats to her home and devised a system that would alert her of strangers at the door and contact relative authorities at that time. It goes on to say her original invention consisted of peepholes, a camera, monitors, and a two-way microphone, right? The finishing touch was an alarm button. So when you go out to get all these ADTDs and things like that, I always ask people, is Marie, is she getting any proceeds off of her original inventions, right? So we'll go on to Otis Boykins. Please read the rest of her story. She's amazing. Otis Boykins, 1920 to 1982, God rest his soul, right? Major development, IBM computer and pacemaker. Wow. Otis Boykins' most notable contributions to science was likely the circuit improvements he made to the pacemakers. The next time you know anyone in your family, anyone going to the doctors, right, Nettie? Ask the physicians, ask the technicians there, is Otis Boykins' name on it still? And see what they say. And let them know that you know he created the first pacemaker. And see how we have progressed past the Martin Luther King speech, I have a dream. See who's dreaming and who's not dreaming. See who's still asleep, who's still doing the oppressing. This is amazing to me. I love stuff like this, right? So he had 26 other patents in his name and is famed for the IBM computer, burglar-proof cash register, chemical air filters, and an electronic resistor used in controlled missiles and other devices. This would be Otis Boykin. So on the other video, I can put a screen of it. Cause it's still on my computer. I can see the video. The title was Black Inventors, and you'd be surprised because I never knew the soaker gun we use in the summertime was created and invented by a black man, Lonnie G Johnson. I was so surprised to find this out. That and my everything. I'm so disgusted because everything was genuine over in that video. I'm just trying to like do the best I can here. I just flew through it with no problem. And you know, you have that on your mind like, dang, the other video was better than this one. Interesting, yes. Lonnie G Johnson, Nettie. He, 1949 to present, he is a fine black man. He invented the super soaker. Yes, it says, meet Lonnie Johnson, the man that gave us the most famous water gun. Now, I don't promote guns and not even the toy ones, but water coming out of it on a hot day, I really don't mind. So I enjoy the Super Soaker. I play with the kids when we go to the pool and the beach and stuff like that. But I never knew that this man, Lonnie, was actually an aerospace engineer for NASA. with a resume boasting a stint with his U.S. Air Force, work on the Galileo Jupiter probe, and Mars Observer project, whatever that is. No, I know what it is, but and more than 40 patents. Guys, we could do this. He also worked on the Johnson's thermoelectric engineer converter, JTEC, which converts heat directly into electricity. We are more valuable to this country. I love when Samantha Book with an E on the Great Debater said, the black people are the fabric and the thread that holds America together. We hold the world together with all these inventions. Watch the video prior to this. It's like 65 inventors I run off in there, what they invented, the year of their invention as well. So Charles Drew, I actually have his information in the video prior to this. Last year, Black History, I did a video on Charles Drew. Now this man from 1904 to 1950, he is a physician and a medical researcher, right? He developed the blood bank. Anything doing with blood bank, the Bloodmobile, the plasma blood bag, and there was a little whitewashing going on because this man looks absolutely white, but we know he's black. Sometimes, Nettie, when you go look up black inventors, white faces will pop up and it's called whitewashing. So every 2 seconds, someone in the U.S. needs blood, right? Thanks to Charles Drew, the blood is available. Drew is a physician, surgeon, medical researcher who worked with a team at Red Cross, right? On groundbreaking discoveries around blood transfusions. It goes on to say, he played a major role in developing the first large-scale blood banks and blood plasma programs. Anything to do with blood to save a life. Remember, a lot of times when you invent something, it's to make somebody's life better. It's to enhance the progression of everyday, we call it activities of daily living in nursing. You just want to enhance somebody's life to do better, right? Drew also was one of the most prominent doctors working in this field and one of the only, I like to say, Africans living in America. You could drop the American. By now, we know. It just say African living in America. We can change that narrative right today. We don't have to be an African American. Either let us be Americans or let us be Africans in America. If we can't be Americans, then send us back home. Why we the only ones attached with African American? When Russians over here, are they Russian Americans? Puerto Ricans, Puerto Rican Americans. Stop with the labeling. We know who we are according to the Bible. You don't have to label us anymore. Call us our true name and see what happened. Call us the children of Israel and see what happened. So, check out Drew. Anything to do with blood. And it goes on to say right here, it says, he also invented, and get ready because the name is pretty charming, Bloodmobiles, right? These are the refrigerated trucks that to this day safely transport stored blood to locations where it is needed most. Do he still get the proceeds of this? That's all I'm trying to say, that at one point, if they did all the creation, then where is the world's wealth to back up what black people have done to contribute not only to black history, but the history of the world? So we come on to Marian Cook. Her date and her is not known here, but in 2003, and it was so beautiful because I was doing a voiceover in the last video, and she's in charge of VoIP, Voice over Internet Protocol. What we do, what you see the people do, the content creators, we get on here, we put a black screen, we talk, we voice over, or we put edited, footage, and then we voice over. In 2003, Marian Cook was introduced into women into Women in Technology's International Hall of Fame, a move that recognizes her remarkable achievements in technology. Croak holds over 135 patents, primarily in Voice over Internet Protocol (VoIP), some in other areas. She has 100 patents currently under her name. She has worked in the likes of AT&T. Actually, she's a SVP at AT&T, serves as a mentor for women in AT&T Labs, and sits on the board of Holocaust, Genocide, and Human Rights Education Center. Go ahead, girl. Ooh, make a difference there. Anyway, we go on to Lisa Gelapter. No dates here for birth or any reference to death. Major development, shockwaves, genesis. She's genesis of animation on a website, Nettie. She, the gifs, the things we use to edit. You put the little cat in, or like a cat fight or whatever. Just any kind of gif or animation you see on the web. She's responsible for it. Cute lady. It says, if you ever enjoyed animated GIF on the web, like this one amazing clip of a kitten being scared by an iguana, then you have Lisa Gelapter to think about that. So you see, when you see like here, it's showing a lizard scaring the mess out of a cat, and the cat is just jumping all over the place. You can use that in editing. This is really cool. She's in charge of GIF. It also says previously Lisa was an interim head of digital for BET Networks and ran technology, product, and business operations. So she's plugged in. Today you can catch Lisa at the White House. Okay, so she upgraded in the United States Digital Service. Go for her, and you can read more about her. Now we come to Philip Aguali. I had it right the first video. Due to cost, Philip Imegwali, that's it, was forced to drop out of school at age 14, but this didn't stop him from becoming one of the biggest computer pioneers of our time. This man went on to make the fastest computer, 3.1 billion calculations per second. Check out his story. It says let's look what he did. As an adult, Imegwali began studying nature, specifically bees. The construction of the honeycomb inspired him to rethink computer processing, and in 1989, he put this idea into work using 65 processes to invent the world's first supercomputer. Jesse Ernest Wilkins Jr. Again, here he looks like a white man, but I know in our community we have high-skinned black men. Jesse Ernest Wilkins Jr. is one of America's most important contemporary mathematicians. He became the University of Chicago's youngest student. He published papers in mathematics, optics, nuclear engineer as a mathematician for an American optical company in Buffalo, New York. This is really close. I'm in the state of New York, and I found out 2 people on this list are in the state of New York as well. One of them, I said earlier, her name is... Oh, come on, get up there. Get up there. I'm going to get into her name, but she's right over in Troy, New York, about 15 minutes from where I am. And I'm going to see if I can reach out to her if she's still teaching over there. And Nettie, her name is Shirley Jackson. So Shirley Jackson is a theatrical physicist. She invented the touch-tone phone, caller ID, fiber optic cable, the little cables that run for the internet and all these different FIOS and things, just the internet, wireless stuff. She's over in Troy, New York, here in the state of New York. So I'm going to give them a call. And this was just in 1973. So it says to present, she's still living. So I'll see if I can track her down and get like a little interview going with that. See if we can get her to come on, or if I can go to her and do a live interview real quick. But let's get back to Dr. Jesse, well, he's not a doctor, Jesse Ernest Wilkins Jr. He pretty much, let me get to where it is. His greatest contribution to scholarship was the development of a mathematical models to explaining gamma radiation. And I said in that other video that I went to college, graduate. The highest I went in math was trigonometry, algebra, geometry. Well, I did trig, but I said it would be nice to try to find out what he was researching and working on and see if we could like figure out the calculations to that to the formulas and see if we can work through the formulas. All right, so check out him. Now, Elijah McCoy, he was regarded as one of the most famous black inventors, and he has that distinguished look, the mustache curls, a little squared off beard. But from 1843 to 1929, God rest his soul, his major developments was lubricators that revolutionized the steam engines and railroad industry. And at first I didn't know what lubricators were because I did a video on him yesterday and it said he developed the lubricating cup. And I was like, what is that? I thought it had something to do with nursing, but it's the railroad track. An effort to improve efficiency and eliminate the frequent stopping necessary for lubrications of the trains, McCoy devised the method of automating the task. In 1872, he developed a lubricating cup that could automatically, drip the oil while the train is still in motion so that, whether it was war, delivering products, or whatever it was, they didn't want to have to keep stopping the train to go over there. It was also popular that when other inventors attempted to steal his idea, so this is black people, white people, other inventors were stealing other people's ideas at that point in time. And so their own version of the device, companies were not fooled. They insisted on the authentic device, calling it the real McCoy. Is the real McCoy getting proceeds off of this authentic device today? It'd be nice to know. So Garrett, let me get a sip of this coffee. Garrett Morgan, 1877-1963. Gas mask, major development, and the traffic signal. Not the one with the red and green for just stop and go. That existed before. He came along and added the one where it's red, it's green, yellow and gold. So those who survived either the world wars, thanks to the gas mask, have Garrett Morgan to really thank for this. He is the inventor of the gas mask. Also, he invented something called the safety hood, which I think this would be for in reference to firefighters navigating smoky buildings, later modifying it to carry its own air, hence becoming more of the gas mask we know today. He also had a good sense to add a third position to the traffic signal. Yes, there was a time when the traffic signal just had stop and go, and in addition to further reduce automobile accidents, put that yellow in there to prevent people from getting hurt. So can you see how inventions are to help people and not hurt people? And I said people can be creating drama, havoc, negativity. But if your inventions aren't out here uplifting people, edifying people, encouraging people, comforting people, making it better for people to live and survive, don't invent it. Don't create it. Now we're down to the last one. These two women are amazing, Nettie. Mary and Mildred Davidson, okay? They don't have no dates here, but their major developments is the sanitary belt, the walker, and the tissue holder. Start with the sanitary belt. Excuse me. Mary and her sister Mildred patented many practical inventions. They didn't have technology education. We don't need to be technically educated to create. God inspires us every day, Nettie. If God inspires you, don't let education, don't let the fact that I can't work computers really well. And I'm on YouTube struggling like hell. But I'm not letting that stand in my way because I know God is using me and his platform to do great work. And that's when the opposition come. But people would be saying, oh, well, you're not educated. You can never create this. You can never invent that. And I'm saying, yes, you can. Together, they didn't, but they were both exceptional at spotting ways to make people's lives better. Look out in the world and see how you can make somebody's life better. You're getting it done. That's all that matters. Thank you. Thank you. So I appreciate that because sometimes you want to throw in the towel and then somebody like you come along and I have other supporters. Randomly, I'll get a comment, and that's my encouragement. I appreciate it. Thank you. Because we all need it, truthfully. I don't know everything. I don't possess the hold all the answers. I just open up my spirit, my heart, and my mind and soul for God to use. Nettie, check this out. Together, they invented the sanitary belt. Later, Mary invented a moisture-resistant pocket for the belt. That means the belt will go in more sanitary, right? More clean for the woman in those days. And I have a friend here, Charmaine. Charmaine invented little baggies for the sanitary pad to go in. A lot of people use tissue. Some women probably still flush or just throw it in a garbage or waste paper basket or whatever. Our community have seen it all, right? And not just our community, women in general. It don't matter if you white, black, whatever. People have done some things with those sanitary pads before my friend Charmaine made the little baggie to go in it. Or these belts. These belts used to just lay around after a woman took them off from holding their pad in place. So they invented the bag for the belt to go in. Now this woman, Mary, she came down with multiple sclerosis and she invented a walker. And I'm saying, I said in the other video, how many people are suffering with debilitating diseases and sicknesses and thought about creating a walker to help them walk? There's a lot of people out here dealing with sicknesses, but have they ever thought about creating something to help them get out of their sickness? A lot of times we wait for God gonna do it. God gonna do it. God gave us power to get well. And the mind is a wealthy place once you fill it up with the right things. I mean, we all live in conditions and situations where we struggle, but use your mind. Use your mind. If you're in a situation, think about it. You may be able to create something to get you out and then make some money off it. Just patent it and protect it and don't let them steal it from you. Because I wonder how this world got so wealthy, how black people created everything. Pretty much it seems like a lot. Even back to old Israel and old Egypt, we built it up a lot of this world. We created a lot of things for people to use, but yet our descendants, our ancestors, are not getting the proceeds off of it. So it's important to keep putting this information out here, not just 28 days a month for Black History. We can't let them determine what we can have Black History Month all year long if blacks get together and celebrate it all year long, and not just in February or Martin Luther King's birthday, right? So now, I was saying in that other video, Nettie, I am toilet paper pull under. I hate to pull it over, right? And I have one that stands on the floor on one side of the toilet, one that hangs on the wall like a toilet paper holder, and I have like a caddy filled behind the toilet seat, and I hate to see it empty, right? So when I realized they created the toilet tissue holder, I looked this morning at my bathroom. I'm like, well, thank God for that. Because what would I do if I couldn't see all this toilet paper around me? But we got some beautiful things going on in our community. Old days and new, modern. Like, I'm so disgusted that other video. I was encouraging people. Nettie, one thing I said in that video that's standing out with me, and we can end here, I'll let you go, is that with our communities, We always like to look to the past. Yes, we have to, but we have to start to look to the future. There's a lot of Martin Luther Kings. There's a lot of Maya Angelou's, a lot of Malcolm X, a lot of Harriet Tubmans, a lot of Oprah's, Tyler Perry's, dead or alive. We have some great people that went before us, but there's some great people to still come before us. I always say we look to the late great instead of the next great. You know, it's balanced. You don't forget about what people done, and yes, their legacy will live on, but we have to learn to start building upon what people have already said, building upon what people have already done, instead of just remembering what they done. If what they done could help us and get us out of the situation, it can, and it had to an extent. Everything they done helped us, but there's more that can be done. People are still dreaming out here. People are you are the next great. You are the next great. Yes, I love my late great, but I look forward to the next great. We have to keep it moving. If the Pope, and I don't say this facetiously, did not allow another pope to rise up when one fall off, there would be no more popeship, right? We get these inventors, we get these good black leaders, but we don't seem to let the next one rise because we're always looking. The Pope don't do that. The Queen don't look back to the Queen before her. They probably glad that Queen is gone so they could sit in the seat and reign, right? And the same thing with the Pope, but with our community, it's like, no, look to the past, look to the past. They keep it progressing forward. They keep passing that torch forward. And all I'm encouraging on this channel is let's keep passing it forward. You may be the next great, whatever this world need at this time right now, but we're so busy looking in the past, nobody's willing to challenge the future. And what we see rising up from the ashes is young girls like Bad Barbie and all these other little white children taking over the airways, even in rap, hip-hop, Tekashi 6ix9ine and people like, I am not racist at all, but we have to stop letting people steal the invention and the gifts and the talents that God made room for us to go through. I don't care if God didn't make room for anybody else to go through with their gifts and talents. Some people had to kill the ones with the gifts and talents to appear talented right now, to appear wealthy right now, to appear like they're running the world right now, to appear like they're running a religion right now, to appear like they're running the royalty of the world right now. So guys, encourage, exhort, edify, comfort, lift up. That's what it is, okay? And remember, just go forward. Go forward. Go forward. Go forward. Look back, learn, take, build upon. But go forward. Look back, build, take from there, but go forward. So we're right about the 32 mark. Same as the last video, but hopefully this one stays up, Nettie. You came in late on the second viewer. Look, go back and watch this. It's awesome. I'm coming back. I got time, guys. I'm still working until I find a job and get a job. This is my job. Some people start a business and have to work 100 hours a week for years to get it up off the ground. I'll have another job. I have a website. I wrote 12 books on Amazon.com. Why can't that be my job? Why can't black people go support black people? Well, white people, go to Amazon.com. Put in my name. Look at my books. Buy. Okay, thank you. See you later. I'll be. Yes, Nettie. God bless you and have a great day. If you haven't subscribed already to this channel, hit the red box, hit the bell next to it. You can select all notifications or some. Nonetheless, you'll be a part of the notification gang and get notified of more videos to come like this. And, just be down with the Wink Stars over here on ReligionWinked TV. Talk to you later. And remember, my spiritual ears stay